We have two pretty awesome looking Hot Toys announcements to take a look at today, and to be honest with you, I'm a little concerned about the first one. The first one we're going to be looking at is Artisan John Wick from Ballerina, although let's be honest, he could be from the other movies if we really want him to. It's John Wick with the longer hair, probably pop this head sculpt on the other bodies or something like that. And the other figure we're going to be looking at is Jinx, the fractured Jinx, her look from the end of Arcane Season 2. And the reason I'm concerned about John Wick, it's because he's limited to 2,000 units worldwide, and I really need to get one. I know he's going to be a limited release, but I really want to make sure I get this John Wick. So hopefully I'm going to be paying attention, probably refreshing Sideshow a bunch, just checking to see when he's going to go live. Because you know me, I love getting tons of John Wicks. I'm even getting the J&D John Wicks. I have the Artisan John Wick Chapter 1 on pre-order. I already have the Chapter 4 figure. You can see it right there. Yep, that's him. And I have Kane right next to him. I have the Artisan Ballerina, the Eve figure on pre-order as well. So, you know, I really want this one. We don't know the pricing or anything yet, but to be honest with you, I really want it. So it's probably going to be a little pricier, probably around the same price as the other one, the John Wick Chapter 1, but I still want it. So let's take a look at all these photos, because this one, it looks like a banger, but there are some slightly disappointing things with it, but we'll talk about that when we compare it to some of the other figures. Just right off the bat, I love that rifle he gets. Remember when they're like, he's just one dude, and then they're like, oh, it's John Wick, and then he just came out and started blasting him. So you get that rifle when he was kind of hunting Eve, but not really hunting Eve. And to be honest, if you haven't seen Ballerina, I'd recommend watching it. It was actually a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. Personally, was it as good as the John Wick movies? No, but it was still awesome, and I loved watching it. And you get that rifle, which looks awesome. And obviously, looking at the head sculpt looks really good, because he has longer hair, so it makes more sense for Artisan. The kind of slick back hair of the Chapter 1 figure didn't make as much sense to be Artisan, but at the same time, I still locked in the Artisan. To be honest with you, I also have a sculpted hair version on pre-order, because I want to do the kind of turtleneck look along with the actual the black suit look. So I want to have both looks, so I do have that one on pre-order. We'll see if I end up keeping the sculpted version, but this one, oh man, that hair looks really good. The head sculpt obviously looks really good. They just basically nailed Keanu Reeves' likeness just already. So yeah, you can kind of see the side by side right here. It looks just like him from Ballerina. Kind of an awkward pose type thing he was doing for this image I found online. But hey, the likeness to me looks really good. You can see a little bit of kind of grain in the beard. They nailed that pretty much. You see just like the shape of his face, you know, like the forehead, some slight wrinkling, all the skin texture. The eyes look really good. The eyebrows, the hair. It's pretty much spot on. Like, man, I think they did a really good job with this figure. The suit, you see the texture in the suit right here on the left, and of course right on the figure on the right, you can see that little bit of texture in there. It looks really good, man. Like I said, my one concern, making sure I can actually get this figure, because 2,000 units, not a lot, but hopefully I'll be able to lock it in, because honestly, I think the Artisan hype is kind of dying down a little, but I'm starting to get hyped up with implant hair figures. Haven't received a Hot Toys implant hair figure yet, but when it comes to in-art, I've been loving their implant hair figures recently, but we'll have to see with Hot Toys. But here's a side-by-side between the Chapter 1 figure and the Chapter 4, and you could already see kind of slight disappointment, but at the same time, I guess it kind of makes sense. It's a limited release for the Ballerina figure. Ballerina didn't do amazing in theaters, but like I said, I'd recommend watching it because it was actually an awesome movie. But it looks like they're basically reusing the suit and the body, and even the hands, like some of the texture looks like the same hands. So it looks very similar to the Chapter 1. The head sculpts look similar, but the hair does change it quite a bit. But I think they're different head sculpts. It's hard to say exactly. We'll also compare to the other John Wick head sculpts just to see if they are truly reusing it. But I do think it is slightly different enough. But at the same time, looking at the beard does seem to be very similar to the Chapter 1 figure. And like obviously the face, it's Keanu Reeves, looks pretty similar, but there are some slight differences. Obviously a bit of blood and stuff on this one here, but the main thing here, the suits, very similar. You see a closer up image, which is probably what we should actually be comparing. Yeah, the beard, very similar looking. You can't really see the neck too much in this photo, but I assume it probably has a little bit of that hair and stuff. I assume it's probably a one-piece head sculpt, not really the split cut neck design, which, yeah, that's just my assumption, of course, but we'll have to see once we actually get this one in hand, and also this one, hopefully, because I really want it. But up close, you can see all that wrinkling and the head, all the detail. Looks, man, it just looks very similar between the two. Obviously the hair changes it a lot, but he was a bit older in Ballerina, but looking at the beard, he has a very similar grain and everything. So to me, obviously it's the same person, so the heads are going to look pretty similar. But at the same time, could have been interesting if they reworked it a little bit more. But also at the same time, it looks like the blood and the gashes and everything in the chapter 1 sculpt is actually sculpted into the head sculpt. So right there, it is a bit different. So I don't know if they made this one and then added detail for this one. But at the same time, this one also, there's like a little bit of extra wrinkle in it. But just let me know what you think in the comments. Because to me, I've been looking at these and I was like, are they the same? Are they different? Obviously, very similar looking head sculpts because it's the same dude. But of course, the hair really changes up quite a bit. All the slick back look for this Artisan, which I'm excited for. Very excited to get that one in because John Wick Chapter 1 look, ooh, really good. And then, of course, the longer hair for the later movies and stuff like that also looks pretty good in Ballerina. He was rocking the longer hair and an all black suit. But the all black suit to me does seem to be reused. So you can see same detail, literally same color, same everything. So it seems like they basically reused the entire suit from the John Wick Chapter 1 figure. So not gonna lie, also kind of why I'm thinking maybe I don't need 2 Chapter 1 figures. I get just the Artisan one and then put them in the neck, the turtleneck look. And then I just get the John Wick Ballerina figure now and have him in the suit because the suits will look literally the same. So unless I separate them away from each other, it might look a little weird, but at the same time, John Wick usually wears black suits. So we'll just have to see, but that's just, you know, me spitballing. And of course, he's from Ballerina. So you see the Ballerina figure here on the left, and hopefully they fix that Ana de Armas likeness a bit, but we'll have to see. But I think they're going to look cool on the shelf together, to be honest. Like right here, looking at them side by side, looks pretty awesome. The bases are very similar. They're both magnetic, I believe. We'll double check that coming up. But I was looking at them, I was like, did they just reuse the same base topper? But no, it's actually a little bit different. The snow's in different places, so they didn't just straight up reuse the bases, but it seems like the blue is a very similar color. Both of them say from the world of John Wick Ballerina. Horrible title for a movie, to be honest. Should just call it Ballerina or something like that. But from the world of John Wick Ballerina, they had to make sure they marketed it with John Wick in there. But you see his name, John Wick, and Eve Macaro. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm excited to get her in, but I really hope hopefully they'll fix the head sculpt. We'll have to see though. And then here you see the John Wick Chapter 4 figure, which is a lighter, more charcoal colored style suit. Looks pretty good. Also looks like he's rocking a similar handgun in both these poses. I chose these side by sides because it looks like he's doing the same type of walk. He doesn't have a vest on for the Ballerina figure, but he's wearing a vest for a Chapter 4 figure. And since I am getting the J&D John Wicks, which comes with the Chapter 4 figure, my plan for the Hot Toys John Wick is I might take the suit jacket and vest off him because it's magnetic. You can actually do that and make him kind of like an into the movie John Wick, you know, with the dueling pistol, because you do get the dueling pistol, and just do something cool like that. We'll have to see though whenever those ones come in. But man, oh, this Artisan looks pretty cool. Just as a big John Wick fan, you know. And then you can see the hair definitely looks a lot more realistic on the Artisan. Look pretty good for this Chapter 4 figure, but at the same time, it's sculpted. This is also the messier look to the hair. And it's funny, you can see 2 different brown colors, because mine, the back color does not really match the front color too well. So definitely a big improvement there. The face structure though, you can definitely see is different. Of course, this is also the prototype pictures. I just pulled those pictures, not blogger photos or anything. Like, yeah, the mouth is slightly open. I had to look at my figure to make sure the mouth is slightly open. So definitely a different sculpt because his mouth is just closed right here. And honestly, seeing the new ones and stuff, this Chapter 4 figure, it's good, but definitely if I were to sell any of my John Wicks, once I get in like a bunch more, it would probably be this one. Then again, I don't own a Chapter 2 John Wick, and the Chapter 2, hopefully they remake a Chapter 2 John Wick in the future, or I get on the aftermarket or something, because I just want every version of John Wick from every movie. And now this Ballerina one looks really, really cool. I've probably said that like 50 times now. So you see separate eyeballs. I love those weapons. I love that rifle he was using too. It's just awesome looking. And of course, his classic handgun, you know, was like the bronzish type port and everything like that. Man, this looks so good. I love that hair. Gosh, I hope I get it in the queue, but hopefully, you know, since it seems like the Artisan hype's dying down, we'll have to see. Well, hair implantation looks freaking phenomenal to me. Maybe there's a little bit of glue and stuff you can see in there. Not sure, because like I said, haven't gotten my first Artisan from Hot Toys yet. But implant hair, can't see him, but I have the Snape figure, which has actually very similar-ish hair to John Wick, especially the way InArt styled mine. Because it's funny watching reviews, seeing like, because you know they're like actually styled by someone at the factory. So it's kind of interesting seeing my Snape and seeing other videos online and seeing how my hair, how it was styled, is a little different to others. Like mine, his hair is a bit more like, not curly, but like wavy, I guess is the right word for it, compared to some other ones I've seen online. So a little bit more similar to how John Wick's is right here. Maybe, now it wouldn't be compatible. I was like, dang, maybe I could pop this head sculpt on Snape and see a fan casting, you know, Keanu Reeves as Snape. Because, you know, there's a new Harry Potter show coming up, but he's also not British. And usually they try to use British actors, or not British, but, you know, UK or whatever European actors, stuff like that. And you can see, here's a comparison of the bases. See, I'm trying to not get too distracted as I'm getting off track again, but specifically design magnetic figure base. So it's magnetic, which is really cool. To be honest with you, I think they're trying to go more for that in art style, like simple, but awesome looking, like the square bases, or at least it looks like a square. Need to measure the dimensions, make sure every side's the same length. But I kind of like these ones. I really like the new magnetic bases they're going for. These ones look really cool. You can see the snow on top is different, a bit more snow here. See a bit more of the floor. So they didn't just straight copy Eve's base and then give it to John Wick. They actually made it different, which is also really cool considering these are both exclusive figures, the Eve and John Wick. They didn't make a sculpted hair Eve. They didn't do a sculpted hair John Wick, or at least right now they haven't. So these are just, yeah, they're going to be very, I don't know if they'll be highly sought after, but very unique figures in people's collections because each one was limited just a couple thousand. So that's nice. And here's the overall shot. Man, I'm excited for this one. Separate one eyeballs, wool hair implantation. Suit looks great, but then again, like I said, looks similar to the John Wick Chapter 1. You can see he actually gets some holsters. You can take them off because he's not wearing it there, but you can have the holster for his handgun. Definitely gonna put the holsters in there. I just love the look. Holster for the handgun ammo. The base, he gets quite a array of hands. You can see the missing ring finger right there. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of hands, it looks like. Yeah, 6 pairs. I think I was looking to see if some were like different. You know, sometimes they do that, but closed fists, gripping hands, more open gripping hands, something like that. Or he's like going radical dude or something like that. Gets trigger finger hands, open palm, relaxed style hands. I guess these two are a little different, just like fingers curled or like straight palm hands. Then you see the handgun he gets. Looks very, very similar to the Chapter 4 one. So maybe the same mold. You get that rifle, and that rifle is, oh, it's gorgeous. I am very excited getting that rifle. He is definitely going to be using that. Probably you show the handgun in the holster because the Chapter 4 figure also didn't come with holsters. And Chapter 1 and this chapter, or Chapter 1 and the ballerina figure now have holsters, which is also just really awesome. And of course, he gets the katana, which is also a pretty cool inclusion. I kind of wish Eve came with the backpack she had when she first saw John Wick, just when he like pulled up on her, like, gotta get out of here, bro. So that would have been cool because then you could store the actual katana on her backpack, but they didn't give you a backpack, which is a little unfortunate. So it's John Wick. I'm very excited for. Like I said, limited 2,000 units. Don't know when it's going to go live. Don't know the price, but this one is coming home somehow. So very excited. And we also have Jinx to talk about. This is Fractured Jinx from the end of season 2. It wasn't really her iconic look. I'm getting her more iconic look. I'm also getting Vi. So I can have those two. This one, I don't know. I don't know if I need this Jinx look. Like, I'm not a crazy obsessed with Jinx where I need both looks. I think the look she had more in the show is good enough for me. But of course, let me know in the comments if you want this look. But let's take a look at it because it does look pretty cool. I don't think you get the box, but we'll have to see looking at the actual pictures near the end. I do really like I think it was called like Rhino something blaster. We'll have to double check when he goes through there, but it looks cool. Because basically she combined her Shark rocket launcher with that kind of Gatling gun and made this giant weapon, which is really, really awesome looking. I also like they give you an effect right there for actually blasting a rocket out the end. You see the like smile on there because Jinx is very artistic or something like that. You see that they're also using probably the same body as before. Get like silicone for the upper body, things like that. You can see some different tattoos on her. Hopefully they won't rub off because I know some collectors had issues with rubbing. You see the legs look pretty good. The boots look pretty nice. So overall, a pretty nice looking figure. And we can do a side-by-side with the first Jinx head sculpt. And they're all different head sculpts. I mean, this one right here, wearing the hood, could be this top head sculpt here with the neutral face, just kind of reworked a bit, repainted, and then put the hood on him. But to be honest, because the hair's different, the hood's on there and stuff, they're all pretty much different head sculpts. This one here, I kind of like the little creepy little smile she's got going on. I like the little purple paint under her face. Of course, the hair is kind of chopped. Literally, she chopped it all off. Got a little purple in the hair right there. You see right down here, she's got the kind of fringe type look, normal looking hair. She had like the really long braids that were actually wired, which is cool. So this one, she has short hair, of course, but like looking between the heads, they all look really, really good. Like, of course, Hot Toys actually improved it from release, or at least the heads look better to me when they actually released. So this one already looks pretty good. But of course, let me know what you think down in the comments. I don't know if I were to get this one, which I would go for more. I like the creepy smile, but the hood, having her like hood down, you know, maybe sitting, looking like kind of creepy up there. That'd be kind of cool too. But here's another side by side between the two figures. You can see the bodies look very similar. It's funny, her legs look a little longer here on the right, just from, I think, the angle of the image, maybe. Because also, yeah, I think also it's also because her pants go up a little bit higher. You can see where the belly button is there, belly button there. So maybe that's why her legs look a little longer. But also just, yeah, I think the bodies are basically the same that they use for both. So you can see the silicone there for the arms. Obviously different tattoos. I mean, some similar ones, but a couple more added or just markings or wherever she had. She has that same gauntlet on the left hand. And then a different one on the right. The up chest, of course, is different like look for it. Different pants, different boots, similar, I guess, laces, but no, it's pretty different. So if you really like this look, you can see the little Gatling gun right there, and then you see the big Gatling. You see like 5 barrels right there instead of the 3. Yeah, it is pretty cool looking. I'm curious how many people want this version of Jinx, because it wasn't in the show as much, but it was still really cool looking, especially after she lost Aisha, yeah. You'll probably correct me in the comments if I got that way wrong, but since she lost her, then, you know, she also had that little thing hanging on her belt, which I think we'll see coming up. I believe they gave her that. You see this up close shot of her just aiming that giant Gatling gun. Man, you see her and Vi. They put out this picture of Vi as well, which is interesting. It looks kind of like the, I think it's the other Vi, just without the like chest armor. I think maybe they just took the chest armor off. I don't know if we're getting a new Vi. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because it looks like the new Vi or not the new, but looks like Vi, but they just took the chest armor off is what I'm thinking. But of course, maybe there's some other differences or something like that, but they look awesome together. If you'd rather not get that first Jinx and just get this one to kind of pose them together. Here you can see she's up in the air. And honestly, it also makes more sense here how their end of the show looks. Because I was like, for Vi, they just gave her the end of the show look when they made Vi. They didn't give her the earlier show, like season 1 type look or anything to go with the other Jinx. So this pairing does like make a little bit more sense. Then here you can see she actually gets a flight pole. And honestly, I really like that pose. Her up in the air, the big shark launcher thing, got the thing launching out. I do like that pose. That was pretty cool. Also a clear flight pole, or you see some fingerprints or something on it. Seamless silicone upper body. So yep, same as like the first one. You see all the bandages and the back of it. You can see all the tattoos, everything like that. See a little cutout right there for the side of the leg. And yeah, looks pretty good. It's funny, you see the gap right there up for the head. So if you ever pose like this, you're definitely gonna see a gap for the head. But I don't know how many people are gonna pose their face in the wrong way. And then here, highly detailed screen accurate weapons and accessories. Yep, and then there's a little rabbit, which is holding the chomp chomp grenades, I believe they're called. I really like that. Looks pretty cool. I think, hopefully I'm remembering correctly. Is that Isha's? Man, it's been a while since I've seen the show, to be honest with you. So I can't remember exactly. So definitely remind me down in the comments. But the show, I did really like it. And honestly, I watched it around when like the figures first were announced from Hot Toys. And then it's kind of died down a bit. And I can't remember a whole lot about this outfit, to be completely honest with you. But you also get the monkey bomb, because of course the monkey bomb, you see like the monkey bomb was from like the first episode, or not first episode, like the 3rd episode or something like that. The first couple episodes when she blew up all her friends. So she actually put the, looks like the monkey helmet on that grenade. And then I think she blew up her dad, was it Vander? I mean, that sounds horrible, I guess, the way I'm saying it, but I think that's what it was. Now I need to rewatch it apparently, but there's her season 2 little blaster right there, because she got season 1 and season 2 was the first release. Then down there's a little chomp chomp grenade. And then you see the newly developed Rhino gun with detachable rocket and firing effects. So at least I remember the Rhino part. It looks awesome. You see like all the ways to hold it in case you want it in Gatling mode. You can see she could have it up on her shoulder. It looks really cool. I love the big blast effect. And yeah, it's an awesome looking piece. It's going to probably have some articulation for the mouse, because the first one did. Probably that fin you can move up and down, probably some rotation on the Gatling gun. It's going to look really, really cool. Then here's the overall shot. So you can see two interchangeable heads with rolling eyeballs. I do like the hood look, kind of gives her like a pretty stoic, awesome looking vibe. But of course, the creepy smile also looks pretty cool. But if you have both of them, I feel like you gotta do the hood look maybe. I don't know, but then the short hair, I don't know. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. You can see also, you can put the hood around her back if you want to have it down, or you could just take it off her in general, because honestly, it looks like it might look a little bulky on the back of her. You see the different grenades. We talked about all the weapons. Awesome looking rhino gun. The seamless silicone of her body looks great. And then it looks like hands, she gets 2, 4, 6, 8 hands total. Looks like, so 4 pairs. Looks like they're pretty matching up there, like gripping hands, trigger finger hands, 2 finger pointing hands, and then relaxed style hands. Funny, you can see the missing finger right there. The base also looks pretty cool. We didn't really talk about the base much. I don't think there are many up close pictures of it. Yeah. So I guess this is the best picture we have that we're looking at today. It says, why? I don't know why it says that on there. It says Netflix series. I don't know why they put Netflix series up there, but I guess Jinx was like, heck yeah, I'm on Netflix series. I don't really like that, to be honest, but the artwork looks pretty good. Oh, wait. Oh, because it's the disc at the beginning, like Jinx's head and then Vi's head. But still Netflix series. I mean, I guess because that was on it when the show, like part of the intro. Okay, I get it now, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know. But the base looks pretty cool. It's like what they use for Wednesday or Ahsoka. Those type of bases, like the circle one. It says Jinx in the front. It's a decent base. I do like the flight pole because you can have her in some up in the air poses. But that's pretty much it. So obviously, I am much more excited for John Wick, but I also want to talk about Jinx since she was announced. So yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Do you want this John Wick? Because it looks friggin' awesome to me. I really want it. Are you planning on getting that Jinx, or are you good with the first release of Jinx? Because I think I'm good with the first one, to be honest. But let's just talk about all that down in the comments. Definitely give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and hit subscribe for much more content like this. And until next time, stay 6 scale.